welcome back to the FPS tutorial. This is part 10. We're coming up on the final few episodes. I plan on having 13 in total. So I'm gonna quickly just talk about what we're adding today and then what we're adding in the next few episodes, because I just want to be clear with what I'm adding and what I'm not adding, kind of. I might change this list. It depends if I get any good suggestions or if I realize I forgot something. So in this episode, we're going to work on adding grenades and melee, because that's something I've held off for a long time. They're not that difficult. I'm also going to work on bug fixes a lot in the next episode, so anything that I find I'm going to fix. If you have any bugs that you found, you can actually playtest this tutorial place. The link will be in the description. You could try and play it and try and find any bugs. If not, that's fine. Just let me know if you find one and I'll try and fix it. Then in the next episode, like the one after that, so part 12, I'm trying to go from memory here, hold on. We will do more map design, so just making maybe one or two more maps. Probably not many, since it's a tutorial. And also we'll add in game modes, so we'll make our game playable, basically. And in the 13th episode, we're gonna wrap the series up. That should be the end of it. I know I could do more episodes, and I know it's not, like a 100% finished FPS game, but I'm cutting it short because from here it's kind of up to you to work on it. Obviously, after the next few episodes, you don't have to follow part 12 if you don't want to have game modes and different maps, or in a similar way that I do it. Part 13 is probably going to be a really short video, if it's even uploaded at all, because I don't know if there will be any final touches. Oh yeah, also, no, I will actually upload part 13 because I want to add in console and mobile support, which is something I've pushed off for a while as well. I'm also thinking of changing up some of the UI, so like adding maybe like a health bar. Also like a kill feed as well, probably. Hit markers, yeah, today I'm gonna add in muzzle flashes, casing, bullet cartridges coming out of the gun, and bullet holes. I also do plan on changing the footstep sounds and everything. Also the speed of walking while aiming. I might add crouching. But yeah. Because after this point in the series, there's not really much else I can teach you without you making a specific type of game. Like, obviously, a lot of people have watched my series, and I get shown a lot of, like, what people have made with my series. And it's great to see, but there's a huge variety in them, which is great, but I obviously can't help all of you because you're all working on different projects. So I obviously can't, like, give you support. Well, I mean, I can, but I can't, like, give you a tutorial specifically for that type of game without not helping other people. So I'm just trying to make a base that everybody can work from and everybody can find use from. Anyway, I've been speaking for long enough, so let's just get started. So I'm thinking we start with, like, knives, or melee even. And also grenades. Grenades are going to be the easiest, then it's probably melee. That was a grenade. There is no attachments. Yeah. So what we can do Because I think here we should say if. I'll say if framework.viewModel attachments, and then I'll paste this. So that should stop that error. So it should work the same. So for our guns it does. Yep, all works fine. Now we can equip the knife, but obviously it's not gonna work properly. Let me go into the modules. We do not have a module for the knife. But I think first what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a variable to the modules, which is the type of item it is. So we'll go here, and we'll say is melee equals false for this item, is grenade equals false for this item. And I mean, what we could say as well is like is healable or is medkit or something. I don't think we'll have medkits in our game. They're not that hard to add, and it just follows a similar method. You should be able to figure it out yourself. If not, then why don't you join my Discord server? You know, we got some very talented people over there. They might be able to help you. One of which is me. No, one of which is me, obviously. But seriously though, we're gonna create one for frag. We'll set these to false. We'll set ammo to 0. Damage. With a frag, we don't really need damage. We don't really need to change this anywhere. I'm just changing it because we should. It's just better practice to have your code more readable. Yeah, that looks good. We'll just delete all of this. However, I did just notice I wrote them the wrong way. So we're gonna switch them and I'll just rename them. And we should have the same effect. So we're gonna have to change a lot the code. I'm gonna try and do both of like melee and frag at once, so that we have sort of like we can get 2 birds with 1 stone basically. So I'm gonna set this to true, and I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna call it knife, and I'm gonna set this to false and this to true. With the knife, I'm gonna do probably 50, and you know what? I'm gonna make it so if you press right click, it will stab like harder basically. Alright, so now we should be able to equip. I'm gonna equip our frag and our knife. However, we cannot use them. So what I'm thinking is first we make a view model, which I'm going to do right now. We actually need to find a new model. All this. I think we'll use this grenade. And then we'll just go into it because it's a tool. Okay, well, I'm just gonna take the model. And, delete the tool. So now we have our grenade model, which I'll put over here. I did plan on adding a lot more grenades to this game. Not a lot more grenades, a lot more models to this game. But I'll probably do that off camera just to make the place more presentable. It's not a different process. I can't speak today. It's not a different process to what we normally use. We use the good old Roblox default knife. Because why not? Why is there like a random particle emitter that spawned in with it? I deleted it. We'll delete everything except these. And now we have our knife, which I will just drag into the workspace, delete the knife tool, and shrink the knife down. Alright, nice. I'll rename this knife. And this one should also be renamed frag. I think what we'll do now is if we go over here. I'm also gonna animate them today, but they're gonna be just done in Roblox animation editor. I'm too lazy to use like the plugin, the Blender plugin. I'm gonna delete all of the parts we don't need. So like everything except the arms, the humanoid root part, and the fake camera. That should be everything we need. Because we don't want our knife to aim, we don't want our grenade to aim, we don't need a shoot position. This one will be our knife. Why not? Why not our knife? I'm going to parent our knife model to the view model. So just the usual view model setup process, but it's a lot easier for us because we don't need attachments or like aim parts or anything, so we don't need to worry about getting it exact. We can just sort of like freehand it. That will probably do. Okay. A joint for all of them, and I think for the knife we'll just create a joint from the right arm. And awesome. Now I'll just parent the knife to the view models folder, and we'll work on the knives first. Or the melees. There was an error here. Yeah, I see why there'd be an error. I'll just control X and I'll say if framework.module and framework.module.is knife and framework and not framework.module.is knife. This basically just means if it's equal to false, it's the same exact thing. And not framework.module.is grenade. And now this should work, I think, unless I've named them wrong. So it works here, it works there, and the quick animation actually kind of works. So that's great. Go to mouse button 1. Specifically, we need to find out when we check the ammo. If framework.module.is knife, then we'll put our melee code in here. So, what I think we should do, first of all, we need like a third person weapon, so I'll just set it as the M4. Which I know is, oh, not the M4, the M9. I'll set it to the M9. Which I know it should be a knife model, but I'm not gonna set that up today. Because I need to keep it sort of quick. Oh no, it is melee. Okay. An X0 with melee. Huh. Oh yeah, and yeah, so like if framework.viewModel and framework.module, and then say that. Okay. Well, that should be fine. I just need to make it so we can stab. Alright, so I think the way we're gonna do this is by raycasting out from our torso or head, probably. I actually think the best way would be to have like if you have a knife swing like animation in third person, you can just use the touched event, probably something similar. I think what we'll do is here we'll say like we can create a new function like the shoot function, and I think I'm gonna call it like stab melee, and I'll say is critical no I'll just say mouse button or something. No, I'll say like is light stab or something, I don't know. Okay, and then when we put melee, I'll say melee through, and then I'll paste this into where we aim. So hold on. Here I'll just say else and paste this. Also put is aiming equals false here, just in case, and I'll also set this to false. So okay. Now I want to play like a stab animation, maybe like a little sound too, which I think we'll just do. We'll do here, and we'll put this into melee. Now that should make like a stab. We can also reload the knife, which is something I realized. I keep saying it is knife, it is melee. So that should not let us reload anymore. There, we can't reload. But we also can't use the knife. So unless I left is grenade enabled. I did. Because I'm a bit stupid. No. Ah. I hate myself for that. So now it works. But we still need to have like a enemy to hit. Because right now we just don't have anything. I'm going to bring those over to our little map area. I'm going to put them here. I'm just going to use them for testing. To see if our like melee and stuff does damage. So, if I remember correctly, yeah, they do. They have health bars, as you can see. But now we can't hit them because we haven't coded it yet. Obviously, so here where we melee, we're going to fire a remote event, which we'll call melee, or just something like that. And I'll say game.replicate stop. Actually, we'll get some variables. So we'll say local damage equals framework.module.damage. I think that's what it was. So we're gonna get the damage variables and we're going to use them. Local, we'll say critical damage equals framework.module.headshot. I'm using headshot because I think it would be better. We could also yeah, we'll do that. We'll say if is light stab, then we'll play this animation. And then we'll say else, and where we have an empty shoot animation, so it's for first person, and here it's 5. No. Right. Now down here, I don't have one for third person, so I'm just gonna leave it. Here it's 4. So that should play the aiming down sights animation when it's not a light stab. So that we can use that to like basically just play a different stab animation. You don't really notice the difference, but it's working. Here we can say local, and then we'll say, oh no, we can just fire it. Game.replicated storage .events.melee on fire server. So the first value by default is player. We don't need to add that, obviously. We need to add in the damage, critical damage, and I think we should add in. No, that should be fine. We should also add in an origin direction, I think. So, camera.cframe, camera.cframe.look vector which is basically the direction of... Hold on. Dot look back. And also here we'll say camera.cframe.position. So what we're doing is we've got the damage and the critical damage. That's just how much damage the player will take when he's hit with a knife. Camera.cframe.position. This is the origin of where the stab is going to come from, which is from our camera's position. And then the direction is the camera.cframe.look vector, which is the direction that the player's looking in. In here we'll get player, comma damage, comma critical damage, comma, what was it? I'll remember. Origin, direction. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use raycasting to do this. So I'll say local character equals player.character. So local ray raycast params equals raycast params.new. I'll say raycast params.filter type equals enum.raycast filter type.exclude. Raycast params, make sure it's the right one, not with a capital R. And I'll say .filter descendants instances, which basically we chose exclude, so anything that's going to be listed here will be excluded, which we want ourselves to be, so we don't stab ourselves. So we'll say equals character. And here we'll say like local ray equals workspace colon raycast. So now we need the origin, so we can just say origin, comma, direction, comma, raycast params. Here I'm also gonna say like times 10. So that should be like 10 studs, I think. I'm publishing a lot, like I'm spam publishing after every change. We'll say if ray then local hit equals ray.instance. So this is anything that the ray hits. And we'll say if hit then. And we'll just say print hit. I put hit in a string, it doesn't really matter. As you can see, we can stab stuff, and the range isn't that far off. If hit colon find first child. Oh no, if hit dot parent colon find first child humanoid, then oh wait, we'd actually need another variable called light stab, and we'll say if light stab then we'll put else, and then here we'll say like we'll just copy this and we'll say colon take damage, and then down here we'll say critical damage. Now what we're doing here is a raycast, which we could have used for shooting as well, but The only issue it has is that it's instant, and we're going to use a module which is very similar to this. In fact, it's basically ran in the same way, but it's like a bunch of little raycasts which allows the user to like put like bullet time, it's like bullet travel, and like bullet drop onto it. If we want, we could also add like cut marks on like surfaces, which I think I'm going to do. But this should be a good like base. No errors by just clicking. We can't like stab ourselves. But the dummy does not take damage. So here I'll say like if is, if light stab, then, and here I'll say else. So print light stab, and here I'll say print heavy stab or something. Yeah, no, that works. It.parent.humanoid take damage. Right, let's try this. I'm not gonna fully commit to it unless it works. Because we could also just take the health away. I don't know, it's just not taking it. But humanoid dot health minus equals damage, and then here I'll say critical damage, and that should take away that from their health, which should give us the same effect. No? Is it something about the damage counter? Because if I do 50 here, that should work, right? I might revert back to take damage as well, because... yeah, no, that works. So why isn't... what variables working? Did I have them set to 0 or something? I would feel really stupid if they were. Please don't be. They are set to 0. I hate myself. That's all going to be edited out. So now this does work. I'm just stupid and forgot to change the values. So that's great. We need like an impact effect kind of. So I'll add in a part. Just a regular part will do. And I'll add in a decal. And I'll make sure it's at the front. Just so we know where the front is. So it's this face. So I'll make it extremely thin as it can go. And perfectly square. We'll go into the toolbox, go to images. I might just have to do a bullet hole. I'll just use like that one. That one will be good enough. We'll set this to transparent. Can glide off, anchored on, and we'll put it on a surface just to see the size. I think that's going to be a little too big. I'll just use this for the bullet hole as well then, because like for bullet holes later then, because we don't really need a different decal. I think that's way too big. That should be about right. Okay, there. That's going to be our bullet hole, so I'll rename it bullet hole. And I'll put this in replicated storage, but I have nowhere to like put it, so we'll make another folder and we'll call it objects, and we'll put the bullet hole in here. And then what we can do is in here, we'll just do it right here. We'll say local bullet hole equals instance.new. Oh no. Game.replicated storage dot objects dot bullet hole clone bullet hole dot cframe equals, and then we'll say hit on ray dot position ray dot position minus ray dot normal. So what this should do, oh wait, no, we should put this in cframe.new. So what this should do is it'll basically set the cframe to the ray position, so it's on where the ray hits, and then it will set it to the normal, which is basically the front face. It's basically the way of the face that was hit by that raycast is actually facing. So it'll rotate towards, like, it'll look in that direction. But because it's going to be in the wrong position, we'll take away ray dot position. And we'll take that from ray dot position. No, it actually doesn't work. Because this needs to be bullet hole dot parent equals game dot workspace. That might work. We're gonna use a similar approach for this with fastcast, actually. Now where are they? See, they're a little bit further. They're the wrong way around. Oh. Let's change this to plus. And the plus should, like, flip them. There we go. And the issue with this is obviously the range is a bit too long, and also thing is that these are going to lag out your game when you have a bunch of them because we're spawning new parts, and if we do this when we're shooting as well, that's going to become really laggy. So we need to destroy them. They will also appear when you stab a person. Classed as raycast hit results. So I'll say comma wait, no, we can actually make a folder for bullet holes. So we could say, like, if game.workspace find first child bullet holes, then, and here we can just, for the most part, well, no, we'll copy this here, and then here we'll just say bullet hole.parent equals, yeah, and that should work, but we need to make a folder for it if there isn't one. So we'll say local bullet holes equals game.workspace. Oh no, we'll say instance.new folder game.workspace. So that will parent it to the workspace as well. Bullet holes. On a bullet hole parent equals bullet holes. And we'll also say underneath we're going to use debris for this, which basically it will delete the bullet hole after a set amount of time. So we'll say game get service debris add item. So now, as you can see, we need an item, which will be the bullet hole, and a lifetime, so however long until it despawns. I'm gonna do 10 seconds, so just 10. So now, yep, that works. I'll make a swing noise, I'll make an impact. Yep, they start to despawn. Great. And we can use the knife I don't want a bullet hole to spawn when we stab a person. So, what I can do is copy all of this. And here, I'll say else. I'll paste this. So this sees if there's a humanoid, which if there is, then it will not make a bullet hole. If there isn't, it will. You can change this and have like a stab wound. I'll probably weld it to the player instead. So, as you can see, it works fine. Knife swing. And we'll go into audio. That one will do. We'll copy the ID. We'll delete it. And then we can go into our module. Sounds, just shoot/use. And we'll paste in the ID. No, it does not work because we're not playing a sound. What we can do is if we go into framework server, we can go to where we basically just copy this and paste it into here. So we'll put it here. And we'll try it out. Yep, it works for the most part. And we'll also have like a folder for sounds. So here I'll call it sounds. Oh no, something we could actually do is in our bullet hole we could add in a sound. And we can call this impact. And you could change this depending on what material you're hitting, but I'm not going to. And we'll say like concrete impact. And that one will be good. We'll set it to the ID and we'll play it just to see if the volume's okay. And now in when we create the bullet hole, we'll say bullet hole dot impact play. And now that should play the sound whenever the bullet hole is spawned when we melee. And now we just need like a stab sound. So, well, here we'll say stab. That one will do. I'll put this, you know what, I'll just leave it in objects. I think this is going to be more of a miscellaneous folder. No. I will create a module. Will I? I'll create a module and I'll call it MISC. Just the usual setup for a module. It's not that bad. And I'll say local melee. I'll say local human impact sound equals, and then this is where I'll put the ID. We can also use this for some other stuff in the next few episodes. Now we should be able to here like here I will say local sound equals instance.new sound.parent equals, and I'll say like hit sound ID equals require game.replicate storage modules.misc dot we need to get rid of local from that. human impact sound, sound volume equals 1, sound colon play, and then we'll do the debris thing with this. So game colon get service, debris colon add item, sound, comma, and then we'll say like, I don't know, like just 10. Just as long as it's been destroyed. So, I'll do like 5, and I'll see how that works. I'm also gonna make like a quick little stab animation because I can't stand to see that one. I'll do stab. So just something really basic for now, just because I don't want to spend time on this on camera because it's something I've already walked through and there's more important things to cover, so I'm trying to make good use of time. So we'll replace the shooting animations or the fire animations with those. Okay, so now our knife works. It's a little bit weird, but now what we can do, this will be good for now, yeah. But yeah, now what we can do, I hate that sound. Now what we can do is we could work on adding grenades. So I'm gonna set up a view model. I'll time lapse this because you guys know exactly how to do it. In fact, I think I'm just gonna okay, now we're gonna code this in a weird way. It's something that I haven't really touched on before, so I'll explain it. So we should be able to pull out our grenade. Which is not great. So, let's find out why. I'm guessing it's with the module script, because I don't think we've... Why is... Let me create a new menu. So now this should be set to, yeah, Ismail is true and is grenade equals false. So now when we pull out our grenade, it should just be like an empty item that we're taking out. So we can't really use it, we can't attack with it, but we can equip it, which is good. Now I'm gonna only have one grenade that's throwable. So you can only throw like one. You can do multiple, just kind of have like a variable like ammo or something. What we can do now is we'll create another function underneath the melee function and we'll call it grenade. And then we can say like type, or not type because that will, yeah, okay. We could say like just grenade here. Now I'm gonna make a quick like animation in the animation editor. You can make one in Blender and that will still work, but you will have to re-import it into the animation editor for what we're going to do in a second. Just go here, import from Roblox, and that should be fine. But I'm gonna animate a quick little grenade throw animation, just something like because I want it to de-equip when we run out of ammo. Or not ammo, when we run out of grenades. Which I'm gonna only have one, so yeah. Right. I'll do it here. We're gonna click on these keyframes. We're going to right click. And we're going to add an animation event. We'll call this animation event grenade throw, and you need to remember this name. Now what that's going to do is whenever we reach that keyframe, it's going to reach an event which we can use to basically trigger when to despawn the grenade from the view model and spawn in like a grenade model. And now we can just drag this. Well, actually we don't need to. Oh, I forgot to get the ID. So now that we've got the ID, we can just go to our module and we can change the fire animation. I'll change the empty too, why not? Doesn't really matter for us. No, we can't really do anything without a grenade yet, that's fine. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll copy this just to play our shoot animation, or well, our throwing animation. And we're going to find where we say is melee. We're only going to do it for left click in our game, so here we'll say if framework.module.is grenade, then we'll say grenade. And now we need a new thing called like grenade type. Now I think we're gonna need a thing called grenade type, so I'll put it here and we'll call it grenade type equals. So we can have like flashbangs, you know, frag grenades, stuff like that. So we'll just call this frag. Why not? And then in here we'll say framework.module.grenade type. And now if we play it, it should play our throwing animation. Now we need to basically detect when the grenade animation throwing has played, and we're gonna set that slot to nil. So now we'll say like, I mean for me, hold on, what I can do, we have a can change variable, right? Now I'm gonna go to the grenade part of our code here, and I'm going to say like we need it to destroy in the module on the animation event. We'll do that later though. What we could do is we could just say like, so we can say first person animations 1.ended : connect function, and I just want to test, so I'll say print run or something. I'll re-enable the output, I'll play, and it should hopefully not give us any errors. It does it a bit too much, but it doesn't really matter. What we could actually do is we could probably put just like break in here, not break. We could probably just say local grenade thrown equals false, and then here we could say if grenade thrown equals false, paste that, and then grenade thrown equals true. This should have 2 equals. I guess I forgot that. And now it should print once. Nope, it still prints the same amount of times. Okay, well, it works better now, so we'll just leave it like that. So now I'm just gonna close these up here to make it more clean. Make my workspace more clean. I'm gonna publish. And here I'm gonna say like framework dot inventory dot, no, I'll say current framework dot current slot equals nil, and then I can say like load slot framework dot module, and I'll just say 1 or something. Not framework dot module, framework dot inventory. So now this should, when we throw it, it should wait until the animation's finished and then load our M4. That'll do. But now we have a bug. So we don't want to equip things with the word nil in it. So I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna go to load slot, where we have the function, and I'm going to say here, I'll just say like if, I mean, we don't want to destroy it, so I'll just get all of this part, and I'll say if item does not equal nil, then. So then if it equals nil, we shouldn't be able to equip it. So we have, so we can do that, de-equips, but it's still registered as nil. That's a bit weird. That is very weird. So when we play the de-equip animation, oh wait, no, we need to detect when the input happens. So here, and I'll say if framework.inventory framework.current slot does not equal nil. Oh wait, no, does not equal nil. And I'll copy this for all of them, but change their values. And nil should not be like that, it should be in quotation marks with a capital N. Okay. So this shouldn't let us change our item. We'll fix that other bug after we finish grenades. so that's the bug. Yeah, okay. When we load the slot after we throw the grenade, we don't set framework dot current slot equals 1, and that should fix it. So now it should work correctly. I mean, obviously not the bug, but the grenade throw. Yep, but we can still change to that one. So what I should actually say is when we are changing the slots, instead of current slot, I should say just 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so now it should hopefully work as intended. Right, yeah, that's all good. It does work, but it changes to nil. Okay. So wait, hold on, what's the equip animation? 3. Okay. So 3. So here, I'm going to copy this piece of code, paste it down here, and all I'm going to do is set that to nil. And also change current slot to 1. And then in here, just do this. I change this to 3. And now we should get a result that kind of works, I think. If not, we'll fix it. That might have made it worse. I'll undo it. It's not that big of a deal. I think what we'll do is we'll hide the HUD anyway, while a grenade is equipped. Yeah, I'll do that later. Okay. So now here, now we can say .get marker signal reached. So this detects when our animation event is. Then we can say .get marker reached signal. And then we can type in the name, which was like grenade throw, I think. Grenade throw, connect, function. And now here if we say print run, it should print when we throw the grenade. Oh. Oh. So this should be colon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comment all of this. I'm gonna hold over it and toggle comment. And I'm just gonna see if this works on its own. It'll be a little bit buggy. So it does work. So you know what, we'll remove this for now and we'll just work from here. Now this is where we spawn our grenade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say like camera colon find first child, which is a model dot, I think it was just called grenade. We're going to find it by name. Oh. We'll call it just we'll rename it to grenade and we'll just duplicate it and put it into replicated storage. And we'll set the transparency to 1. Now that should make the grenade in our hands invisible, which then we're going to spawn in a grenade at that location. So I mean it did work. And now here we'll say grenade thrown equals true. So then here we can say if not a grenade thrown, then paste this so we only run it once. We can say like okay, we'll make a remote event for this. We'll call it grenade, just grenade, and we'll say game.replicate.storage.events.grenade fire server. And now we need two values. We need, well, actually, we need three. We need direction, we need the origin, and we need the type of grenade that is. So, to get the type of grenade, we'll just do grenade. To get the direction, or the origin even, we'll just say camera.position, or camera.cframe.position. And then to get the direction, we'll say camera.cframe.lookVector. So the direction that you're looking in. And this should be enough for us to work with. So I'm going to open the server script. I'm going to scroll all the way down. And I'm going to say game.replicatestorage.events.grenade .onServerEvent.connect function. And now here we need to get player, comma, type, grenade, type, comma, origin, comma, direction. So now that we've got the origin and the direction, we need an object to clone. We need an object to make, which for us will be this grenade model here. We'll just duplicate it. And now we'll put that in replicated storage in objects. We'll turn off anchored and we'll leave on can collide. And yeah, everything else is fine. So we'll say if also local grenade equals game.replicatedStorage.objects find first child grenade type if grenade then, and then we can say grenade grenade equals grenade clone grenade.parent equals game.workspace grenade.parent grenade.cframe equals, and then we can say like cframe.new. So then we need the origin and the direction, which we already have, so we just say origin comma direction. And now we're going to add on a force to it, which will push it in the direction that's straight ahead from where it is. So if we test it out right now, it should... Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but it works. So what we could do is, because it's always going to be looking in the same direction, we could say like, this is the wrong script. We could say like, times cframe.new. I think it would be Z or Z. Let's add 2 onto it. And now it should spawn slightly in front, probably. Yeah, that's about right. So now what we can do is we can say grenade.velocity equals vector3.new, and we'll just say 0, 0, 50 or something right now. So that should allow us to like, that should basically push the grenade in that direction, kind of. Yeah, it's not great. We can have more range, to be honest. We'll say like We'll say 250. That might be a bit too powerful though. We don't want our grenade to throw too hard. So if I throw it, that's probably pretty decent. I'm also going to, where we did the shooting setup, I'm going to get this line, and I'm going to paste it for the grenade. So he will do that for grenade as well. So now we should get a smooth throw, instead of one that's like laggy. Oh, we got an error. Oh, we have to wait until it's parented to the workspace. So we have to put it after this. So now it should work. We should get a good throw, and it should work perfectly fine. Yep, there we go. I could do that going up a little bit more. So what we'll do is we'll say like, I'd say the direction will say. No, in here we'll say plus camera.cframe.up vector. So we kind of get like an upwards throw instead of just a direct like. So it should be, yeah, it throws a little bit higher, as you can see. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the up vector. I'm just going to leave it as look vector. And here I'm going to say like, I'll just say 100. That might be a little too high. That was definitely a little bit too high. But let me just see. I want to see if it like goes towards the camera or if it just moves in the direction. Yeah, just in the direction, really. Oh, well, we'll set this to like 25, and that should be good enough. What we can do is we can say like, we're gonna add an explosion to our grenade, so I'll create a part. I'll make it transparent, and I'll add an explosion. We're just gonna use this to like sort of configure it. So that's obviously way too big. Blast radius 1. Maybe 2. Pressure. Change this to 2.5. I'll do. I'll just say 0.5 here or something. Yeah, I'll say 5. That should be good enough. And I'll drag that into the grenade object. Now the issue with that is it's probably going to activate when we throw, I think. See how we can throw a grenade? That's cool. But now, how do we make it so it explodes? So, local explosion equals instance.new explosion.parent equals grenade explosion.position equals grenade.position. And now we'll play it and we'll see if it works. It should explode immediately when we throw it. Yep. And it didn't kill us, but it does work. So here we'll say task dot wait like 5 or something. So it will wait until it'll hold this task for 5 seconds and then it'll explode. So now here, if I throw the grenade, oh no, it worked. Here I'll say that the velocity equals direction, and that should make it throw towards the camera. No, it does not. Okay, so then we should times it by a speed. So we should say, like, I'll do 250 just to see if this works, and that should throw it. Yep, it does. Great. Awesome. So yeah, we can throw our grenades. It's a little bit weird, but it'll do. Now, something we can do to make it look a lot more, like, accurate, I guess, is instead of throwing from the camera's position, we can say, camera, find most child, which is a model, dot grenade, dot position. So that will make it start from where the grenade was being held. So it should throw from the right place. Didn't really do it there. It's not playing the animation, but it does start from where it should. But yeah, now we kind of got like infinite grenades. So now we can throw the grenade. It works, but the only issue, well, there's 2 issues. The animation doesn't play. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of just here, I'll say repeat task.wait until framework.animations.firstperson1.is playing equals true. And then when we left click, here, I'm just gonna paste in this, and now that should work. Nope. Okay, well. It's also not damaging the dummies. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, we just need to tweak the blast radius and stuff, which is very easy to do. But, yeah, as of right now, we just need to, get this animation playing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment this out. I just want to see if it'll play. Right, so for some reason it doesn't play on the first time. So here I'll write another one, and I'll say if framework.module then, and I'll just do this because it might not register the view model, I guess. I'm guessing it's an animation loading thing, so why do we load slot? So here we'll just put ended. We'll fix that issue later, but here we'll just put ended, and we can say we'll say framework.current slot equals 1, load slot framework.module, no, framework.inventory framework.current slot. And then here we'll say actually no, we'll say framework.inventory framework.current slot equals nil. I know that should work fine, apart from the animation issue. Oh wait, no, it worked this time. That's great. So if I die and try it again, will it work now? Because I don't know what went wrong, but it works. It didn't work. Oh well. I mean, if I find a fix for it, I might. If it's playing for you, that's great. I'm guessing it's just an issue with Roblox. Or maybe it's because I'm not giving it enough time to load. I don't really know. Anyway, we'll increase the blast radius. So we'll say explosion dot blast radius equals, we'll say like 20. Explosion that should be right. We'll add a sound in a second because I want to add like sound effects to this. So we can throw a grenade down. I'd say that's not a bad range. Maybe like 25, maybe 30, 35. So we can throw it. Oh, that's good. That's good enough. Alright, nice. So now grenades work. I'm gonna add an explosion sound, so that one will be good enough. I'll get the ID from it. And I'll put it into our module script. I'll just put it under shoot/use. And in here, I'll fire it with... Oh, actually, no. We can just, like, Well, actually, here, I'll make a new sound. Because what I'll do is I'll also spawn an anchored part at the grenade, so local grenade noise equals instance.new part grenade noise dot parent equals game.workspace grenade noise dot name equals, I'll just call it grenade noise. Grenade noise dot anchored equals true. Grenade noise dot transparency equals 1, and grenade noise dot cframe equals, and we'll say grenade dot cframe. And then here we'll say local sound equals instance.new sound. And we'll make two variables up here called ID and volume. Sound.parent equals grenade noise. Sound.id or sound ID equals ID. Sound.volume equals volume. Sound colon play. And now what we can do is we need to pass through our IDs. So I'll say here framework.module dot sounds to, okay, and then the volume will be like 1 or something. I don't want it to be too loud. So that should work, I think. I dropped my phone. Yep, that does work. It's a little bit over exaggerated, but you can tweak it. And now I don't want to have grenade noise everywhere, so I'm gonna say game get service debris, add item, and I'll say grenade noise or grenade, 10, and then I'll copy it and I'll do one for grenade noise. So that should destroy everything. So now we have grenades functioning. So I'm gonna... Actually, what I'm gonna do first is up here, where we load slot. Actually, first I need to see what we do. This. Yeah, so where we set this to visible. Here I'll say, if framework.module and framework.module.is grenade or framework.module.is melee, then I'll just paste it like this. That should work, I guess. So yeah, it hides the HUD. And it all works perfectly fine. Great. It's a little bit weird, but it doesn't really matter that much.